Stop everything you're doing right now. What just happened in the weather models is so extreme that it's about to rewrite winter history across America. We are exactly 72 hours away from what could become the most significant winter weather event of our lifetimes, stretching from the Gulf Coast to the Canadian border. This is not a drill. This is not another false alarm. Every major weather computer on Earth just agreed on something that happens once every decade. Right now, at this very moment, on Wednesday, January 15th, atmospheric forces are aligning in ways that could deliver snow to places that haven't seen it in years. And here's what's absolutely insane about the timing. This is happening exactly when long-range forecasts predicted winter would finally show its true power. The countdown has officially begun, and over the next 17 minutes, you'll discover why meteorologists are calling this the storm of the decade potential. Before we dive into the shocking details, drop your state in the comments right now, because what's coming will affect your area differently than anywhere else. From Florida's panhandle to Maine's coastline, from Georgia's mountains to New York's skyscrapers, nobody is safe from what's brewing this weekend. This isn't just weather. This is atmospheric warfare, and American families from coast to coast need to know what's heading their way. Let's start with the breaking news that just hit weather stations across the nation. The latest supercomputer runs are showing something absolutely mind-blowing. Look at this. Snow exploding across the deep south, then slamming into the East Coast like a freight train of pure winter fury. We're not talking about a light dusting here, folks. We're talking about potential historic accumulations that could shut down entire regions. And watching these incredible forces of nature organize with such perfect timing reminds us that some moments transcend human understanding. There's something almost divine about witnessing the atmosphere coordinate these massive systems with precision that leaves scientists speechless. But here's the game changer. We've got Arctic air locked and loaded like a weapon of mass winter destruction. Check this out. Bitter cold air invading America from Canada, and it looks like a purple and pink army marching south to conquer every state. This isn't your typical January chill, people. This is legitimate Arctic warfare that's about to freeze half the continent. Tomorrow, cities across the southeast won't even touch 40 degrees. The first time in weeks that winter has shown its true teeth. And sitting on top of this frozen foundation, storm systems are already organizing like generals preparing for the ultimate winter battle. The jet stream is diving like a roller coaster through satellite imagery, setting up the perfect atmospheric highway for winter chaos. Today's snow across the Midwest and Great Lakes is just the warm-up act. The main event this weekend will blow your mind. Behind today's system, there's another atmospheric monster organizing that looks tailor-made for delivering the winter storm of our dreams. Now, let me paint you a picture of what America looks like right now, because the stage is being set for this weekend's epic showdown. New York City is battling 33-degree snow showers, while Boston fights through 37-degree winter conditions that are already impacting millions. Chicago is locked in 32-degree Arctic grip with more snow incoming, while Detroit suffers through brutal cold that's making headlines. Philadelphia sits on the knife's edge at 39 degrees with that classic rain-snow mix, while D.C. teeters at 42 degrees on the verge of winter transformation. But here's the mind-blowing contrast that proves how extreme this pattern is. Miami basks in 78-degree paradise, while Minneapolis freezes at 25 degrees. That temperature difference isn't just impressive. It's the smoking gun that reveals where warm tropical air will collide with Arctic ice this weekend. Columbus battles 35-degree cold, while Indianapolis endures 34-degree conditions that could turn evening commutes into winter nightmares. Sound off in the comments. What's your temperature right now, and how does this compare to your typical January weather? Your on-the-ground reports are crucial for building the complete picture of how this extraordinary pattern is affecting American community. Here's the hour-by-hour breakdown of what's happening today, because current conditions are the foundation for this weekend's potential chaos. Right now, across Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, rain is flipping to snow as that Arctic invasion begins its relentless march south. Tonight, this storm system charges through Pennsylvania and New York, bringing that textbook winter weather evolution that meteorologists study. New England will watch this system roll through with classic progression. Rain first, then explosive wind, then snow taking over completely. The Appalachians, Ohio Valley, and Great Lakes are already experiencing the changeover as Arctic air pours in behind the system. By midnight tonight, even North Carolina's mountains could see snow, especially in those northwest areas that extend through Virginia and Pennsylvania. The I-95 corridor should stay mainly rain for now, but that Arctic air is coming with the force of a freight train. Once this system moves through, the Arctic air unleashes completely, making Thursday morning a brutally cold wake-up call for millions of Americans. But here's where this story takes the dramatic turn that has weather professionals across the nation talking about once-in-a-lifetime potential. Saturday night into Sunday represents the type of atmospheric setup that produces legendary winter storms that people remember for decades. The latest American supercomputer model is showing something so incredible that it's breaking social media among weather professionals nationwide. Starting Saturday, massive moisture organizes across the Gulf states, while that Arctic air mass dominates the eastern United States completely. Nashville sits at 45 degrees with rain developing, while Atlanta holds at 50 degrees with showers as this atmospheric weapon begins forming. Charlotte hits 48 degrees with rain chances building, and Raleigh maintains 48 degrees as this monster storm system prepares to unleash. But here's where the magic happens. When this moisture-loaded system crashes into that Arctic air, everything changes in a matter of hours. Richmond sits at the critical 45-degree line, while Virginia Beach holds 45 degrees, both positioned perfectly for potential winter transformation. The European and American models are showing remarkable agreement on this pattern. Those small differences could change everything for millions. Baltimore hovers at 40 degrees with rain-snow potential, while Louisville maintains 40 degrees, both in that danger zone for explosive winter weather. Now, here's what makes this setup absolutely explosive from pure atmospheric science. The jet stream configuration is textbook perfect. We're seeing that coveted negatively tilted trough that meteorologists dream about. The exact setup that maximizes storm intensification. Combine this trough with abundant Gulf moisture and established Arctic air, and you get the holy trinity of historic winter storm ingredients. Milwaukee battles 30 degrees with snow, while Kansas City fights 38-degree conditions, showing this Arctic foundation is perfectly positioned. The latest model run shows snow erupting across the Deep South Saturday night, then exploding up the coast with increasing intensity. Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina could witness their first major snow event of the season if this incredible solution becomes reality. Oklahoma City shows 50 degrees with clouds developing, while Memphis holds 48 degrees, both on the western edge of this organizing atmospheric beast. But here's what's absolutely fascinating about the probability data that just dropped. It's showing statistical signatures that should make everyone pay attention. Ensemble models run dozens of scenarios instead of relying on single solutions, and what they're showing is unprecedented. The supercomputer ensembles show 50 to 60% probability for accumulating snow across southern Georgia. Absolutely stunning for mid-January. Jacksonville enjoys 70-degree sunshine, completely removed from winter, while areas just 200 miles north face genuine snow possibilities. These probabilities skyrocket to 60 to 70% across eastern North Carolina, including Raleigh, Fayetteville, and the entire Outer Banks region. Virginia Beach shows an impressive 75% probability for accumulating snow. Remarkable model agreement for a storm still days away. Tampa maintains 75-degree warmth, highlighting the incredible temperature battle we're dealing with across this continental war zone. European ensembles paint a similar picture, showing 30 to 40% snow chances reaching the Florida Panhandle. Unprecedented atmospheric reach. Houston holds 60 degrees with clouds, while Dallas shows 55 degrees with rain chances as this massive system organizes from the west. Now let's talk about the Northeast possibilities, because this is where the story could become truly remarkable for millions of Americans. If this storm develops as modeled and tracks up the coast, we're looking at potential major impacts from Virginia through Maine. Portland, Oregon sits at 48 degrees with rain, while Seattle shows 48 degrees with clouds, reminding us this is an eastern United States story. The critical factor is exact storm track. Even 50-mile shifts completely transform who gets buried versus who sees mainly rain. Denver enjoys 45-degree sunshine, while Colorado Springs sees 42-degree cold, both completely removed from this eastern winter warfare. Here's what has professionals so excited: the remarkable consistency we're seeing across multiple model runs and time frames. When different supercomputers agree on patterns 4 to 5 days ahead, that signal carries tremendous forecasting weight and confidence. Las Vegas maintains 58-degree sunshine, while Phoenix enjoys 68 degrees, showcasing the stark contrast with developing eastern winter conditions. Let me break down the timing specifically, because understanding when this hits helps everyone prepare for potential life-changing impacts. Saturday afternoon and evening, initial moisture development across Gulf states with temperatures still above freezing. Corpus Christi shows 68 degrees partly cloudy, while New Orleans maintains 62 degrees with showers, both fueling this developing monster. Saturday night into Sunday morning, critical Arctic collision with Gulf moisture creating potential for widespread winter transformation. This is when Atlanta, Charlotte, and Raleigh could witness their weather completely change within just a few hours. Albuquerque maintains 50-degree sunshine, while Tucson enjoys 65 degrees, both unaffected by eastern weather chaos. Sunday through Monday, peak coastal intensification as the system rockets up the eastern seaboard toward New England. This time frame could bring Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and the Outer Banks their most significant winter weather in years. Sacramento shows 58-degree sunshine, while Fresno maintains 58 degrees, representing California's typical winter mildness. Here's what forecasters are watching most closely, because certain factors will determine who gets buried and who stays dry. The infamous northwest trend becomes crucial. Many coastal storms start offshore, then trend closer to land. Bakersfield shows 60-degree sunshine, while Long Beach maintains 65 degrees, completely removed from eastern developments. If this storm trends northwest, it could slam the I-95 corridor, but reduce deep south impacts. If it stays southeast, the Carolinas and Virginia would get maximum impacts, while northeast cities see less. Honolulu maintains 80-degree tropical paradise, the complete opposite of potential winter conditions. Here's what makes this setup particularly fascinating: the multiple ways this could explode. Scenario 1, Deep South Special. Snow reaches central Georgia with significant accumulations across the Carolinas. Scenario 2, Classic Nor'easter. Less southern snow, but major impacts from Virginia through New England with crippling accumulations. Scenario 3, Ultimate Jackpot. Significant snow across the entire eastern seaboard, from Georgia to Maine in one massive storm. Mesa maintains 68-degree sunshine, while Riverside shows 68 degrees, highlighting western warmth contrasts. What makes professionals so optimistic about this materializing is the exceptional atmospheric support we're observing. The Arctic air is legitimate and established, providing the essential cold foundation required for winter weather production. Gulf moisture looks abundant, and jet stream configuration appears increasingly favorable for storm development. Anaheim shows 65 degrees sunshine, while Oakland maintains 58 degrees partly cloudy. Pacific coast tranquility continues. Let's address specific regional impacts based on current consensus, because different areas face vastly different outcomes. For the Deep South, Georgia, South Carolina, Southern North Carolina, this is your best snow shot this entire season. Ensemble data strongly favors these regions, with models showing accumulating snow as far south as central Georgia. Wichita battles 40-degree cold with snow, while Omaha endures 35 degrees, representing Central Plains winter conditions. Eastern North Carolina and southeastern Virginia appear positioned in the sweet spot with highest probability for significant impacts. Raleigh, Virginia Beach, and Norfolk could experience their first major winter event in years if this materializes. Lexington shows 40 degrees with rain-snow chances, proving this Arctic air penetrates deep into traditionally mild regions. For the major Northeast corridor, Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, uncertainty remains higher at this range. Current guidance suggests potential impacts, but exact track determines whether you see heavy snow or mainly cold rain. Coastal New England shows promise for winter weather across several different model scenarios. Santa Ana maintains 65-degree sunshine, while San Jose shows 62 degrees, highlighting California's continued winter mildness. Here's what everyone needs to understand about forecast uncertainty and why we can't get more specific yet. These storms remain incredibly sensitive to small changes that don't become apparent until 24 to 48 hours before arrival. Slight shifts in energy, jet stream position, or timing can completely transform who gets buried versus who sees rain. Cleveland battles 32-degree snow while Aurora enjoys 45-degree sunshine. Regional variety continues. This is why professionals emphasize following official forecast rather than getting attached to specific model solutions. However, the pattern signal is strong enough that preparation and awareness are absolutely justified across the impact zone. San Diego maintains perfect 65-degree weather, while San Francisco shows 58-degree clouds. West Coast consistency. Here are specific preparation recommendations based on location and potential impacts that could affect your family. Deep South residents where snow is rare, start gathering basic winter supplies: flashlights, batteries, non-perishable food. Snow removal equipment isn't common there, so even modest accumulations create major transportation and infrastructure challenges. El Paso maintains 55-degree sunshine. Southwestern regions completely removed from this winter weather story. Traditional winter areas, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, interior Northeast, this could be your biggest snow event this entire season. Check snow removal equipment, stock emergency kits, and ensure heating systems are functioning at peak efficiency. Arlington shows 56-degree clouds, while Fort Worth maintains 56 degrees with rain. Texas Gulf Coast moisture sources. Coastal areas must monitor track trends closely because small shifts dramatically affect snow versus rain outcomes. Here's what makes this pattern so remarkable from pure meteorological fascination: the perfect ingredient combination. We're witnessing textbook winter storm development with all classical ingredients coming together with perfect timing. Arctic air, Gulf moisture, favorable jet stream, and seasonal timing represent true meteorological perfection. Tulsa shows 48 degrees with showers, while Austin maintains 60-degree mildness, framing this system's approach. This is the weather pattern meteorologists study in school and dream about forecasting throughout their entire careers. Multiple independent modeling systems showing similar solutions adds tremendous confidence to the overall pattern. Here's the specific timeline for those making critical weekend and early week decisions. Thursday to Friday remain quiet as Arctic air settles and moisture organizes across the Gulf region. San Antonio shows 62-degree clouds, representing southern warmth that will fuel this system's moisture. Saturday, critical day when precipitation development begins. Starting is rain across most areas. Saturday night into Sunday morning, potential for widespread changeover as Arctic air fully engages. Sunday to Monday, peak impact potential for coastal intensification and maximum winter weather effects. Drop your city in the comments right now and tell us what information you need most to prepare for this event. Are you hoping for major snow for winter recreation or concerned about travel and business impacts? Your feedback determines what matters most to this community and guides how we present future updates. Continuous monitoring of every model run will provide updates as this pattern evolves and crystallizes. The most requested location in today's comments gets detailed analysis in tomorrow's comprehensive follow-up. Current regional probability assessment based on ensemble consensus and atmospheric pattern recognition. Eastern North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. High confidence with 60 to 75% ensemble support across multiple systems. Central North Carolina and Virginia, moderate to high confidence with 50 to 70% probability for accumulating snow. Northern Georgia and South Carolina, moderate confidence with 40 to 60% chances for first significant snow this season. Mid-Atlantic, including Washington, Baltimore, moderate confidence but track dependent with 40 to 60% probability. Northeast Corridor, including Philly, NYC, Boston, lower confidence at this range, highly track dependent. What's most exciting is potential for areas that rarely see snow to experience legitimate winter weather. The Deep South hasn't seen widespread snow in years, and this setup offers genuine hope for winter enthusiasts. Traditional winter areas could see their biggest storm of the season if coastal intensification materializes. Remember, forecast uncertainty increases beyond 72 hours, so specific accumulations remain premature. However, the pattern signal is strong enough to justify preparation and close monitoring across the impact zone. The northwest trend phenomenon will be crucial to watch over the next 48 to 72 critical hours. If this tracks northwest, major northeast cities could see significant impacts and disruptions. If it stays southeast, Carolinas and Virginia would experience maximum winter weather effects. Either way, this represents the most significant winter potential this season for much of the eastern United States. Consistency across modeling systems and classical setup provide meteorological confidence in some version materializing. What remains unknown, exactly how large this becomes, and precisely which areas see heaviest impacts. That's why continuous monitoring becomes absolutely critical for anyone in the potential impact zone. If this helped you understand what's coming, smash that like button and hit all notifications for critical updates. Share this with anyone in potential impact areas so they can prepare for what could be a significant winter event. The next 72 hours reveal much more about track, intensity, and specific regional impacts. Until then, stay informed, stay prepared, and remember, winter weather creates both beautiful memories and serious challenges. This demonstrates why following professional sources becomes crucial during complex atmospheric patterns. Thanks for joining this comprehensive analysis. Tomorrow brings crucial updates as this historic pattern unfolds. Drop your city below and share what specific information you need. Together, we'll track this potential winter event from development to resolution.